ZOUPW 480W Bifacial solar panels. By far my favorite high-powered portable solar panel to date. Let me show you guys why. Hey, what's going on everyone? So today we're going to be taking a look at and reviewing the ZOUPW 480W solar panel. And I got to tell you guys, this is now my favorite high-powered portable solar panel because this thing has excellent output, it's quick to deploy, and it's super lightweight, weighing just over 22 pounds. But look how massive this thing is, guys. This is a long solar panel. The height of it here is right about 31 inches on the money, and the width of it, each panel is 34 3/4 of an inch, and overall the total length is almost 139 inches long. So just over 11.5 feet long when this thing's deployed. So you guys got to make sure you have a long enough room for this thing to deploy. Now they do include 4 ground stakes to stake down the 4 stands in the back. Those stands are attached to the solar panel, which is super nice. They're attached here. This is a bifacial solar panel. You can see these cells here. So getting sunlight from the backside, especially if you're set up on snow up here, it would probably produce a lot more power than being down here on this black concrete. But the stands are attached, which is really nice. It has an aluminum frame around the whole outside to protect it, and it has plastic corners on all 4 corners of each panel. And then these look like almost leather straps to keep it closed whenever you fold it up. But very nice, very quick and easy to deploy. And these panels are made out of a composite material, so they should hold up well to the environment outside. 100% waterproof. You don't have to worry about any fabric wicking up water if you laid these completely flat on the ground, or if you had them set up in the snow. All you have to do is wipe them off with a cloth and they'd be completely dry. Some of my other panels have sort of a cloth like the All Powers on them, so I'm kind of cautious. And sometimes actually when I set them out in the evening, when I lay them flat on the ground and I pick them up if it's too late and the dew already sets in, the back of those panels do get a little bit damp and you kind of got to let them dry out. But you shouldn't have that problem with this one because there is no fabric on these panels. These are monocrystalline silicon type N cells in these panels. And I got to tell you guys, this thing produces very good output, way more than the rated 480 watts that it's rated for. And I'll show you some of that testing now. I had it hooked up to the A-free power station that I'm currently reviewing, getting excellent input into that, as well as my Anker Solix F3800. But first, I do want to mention that ZOUPW did send me these for testing and review. And if you guys are interested in picking up one of these after watching this video, if you feel like it's right for you, I'll leave a link down below in the description, as well as a coupon code if I can get it, for you guys to save a few bucks. If you use that link, it will help support the channel and I might receive a small commission. So thank you guys in advance if you do decide to use that link. Let's roll the clips. All right guys, we got the ZOUPW solar panel set up outside. Now it's an 18-degree day outside and I was seeing 525 to 529 watts when the sun peaks out. Right now it's at 515 and that's really, really good. Now one thing to keep in mind, the open circuit current is rated for right around 49 volts, but I was getting about 52 volts because it's so cold outside for the open circuit current. So keep that in mind. Make sure your power station is at least capable of 55 volts like this A-free P280. You want it at least capable of that because if you over voltage your power stations, you can burn the charge controllers out. So you never want to go over that minimum voltage level. There we go, 532, 531. That is crazy good output for winter time here. You can see the sun's out. There's the shading on the panel, lined up pretty good with the sun. All right, now we got the panel connected to the Anker Solix F3800. We have 222 watts coming into it, but the panel is partially shaded. One and another little corner of a second panel is shaded there. So I'm gonna go ahead out there and turn that panel to get it all in direct sunlight, but very good partial shading on this panel to still get 220 watts of output. That's awesome. And one thing I love about this panel is it's so easy to move. Once you set it up, you could pick it up and move it with these handles very easily. On my other panels, they're so flimsy and floppy, you kind of have to fold them up. And then when you get it where you want it, you have to unfold it. But very easy to move this one around, even if you had to fold it up a little bit. Very quick and easy to fold up, move, deploy, and readjust. Now earlier, I was testing this with the A-free P280, and I was getting about 490 watts. But when I connected it to my solar meter to see how much it would be able to produce, because the A-free was at around 90% or so, it should have been producing around 522 to 533 watts which is pretty amazing. And actually, I seen all the way up to 550 watts with it when I was testing it with the A-Free yesterday. So this panel has excellent output. I'm actually gonna go ahead and spin this a little bit here, get that last bit out of the shade, and that should work for a little while until this corner starts to get shaded again. Now it's not quite directly angled at the sun. The sun's over there, so it's kind of hitting it at this angle. So we're gonna see what kind of wattage we can get now. And now we're getting 292 watts of input. And that, like I said, that's not angled exactly right for the sun. You can see by the shadow on the panel there, this corner should actually be turned, but it's so long, it's gonna be shaded by my house if I turn it anymore, unless I set it up there in the snow and put a longer extension wire on it. But excellent output from that panel when it's facing the sun. Heck, even when it's not, still 292 watts of input. That's excellent. And this panel has very good shading output. Actually, the sun is over there, so it's actually coming down right here at this angle, which is completely the wrong angle. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fold two of these up like this, and we're gonna actually turn these two to angle towards the sun. There we go, that's pretty much in line. Now we're gonna go see what kind of output we're getting out of the panel with just two panels. This is just the two outer panels showing now. And with just those two panels facing the sun, we're still getting 200 watts of output from that panel, which is amazing. So it has very good shading technology in it. So when trees block 1, 2, or even 3 of your panels, you're still gonna get very good output from the one that's still facing the sun, which is very nice. I've reviewed some panels in the past where you block one panel and you lose almost all output. So it's really nice that you still get very good output even when some of the panels are shaded. All right, so now I'm not really getting that much power. I mean, I'm still getting a good bit, like 190 watts, but I was actually getting more when I had it only 2 panels folded up and facing the sun. So that's something to keep in mind there. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take it up and set it in the snow facing the sun so I don't get any shade on it, because now my house is starting to shade these panels, and we're gonna see if we get any more output. This is late in the day, so it wouldn't be as good as if it was earlier, but we're gonna see what it does. I don't know how this is gonna work because they're probably gonna go down into the snow. Trying to set it up just on top of the snow here so they don't sink down in it, but these bifacial panels should produce very good output in the snow like this. All right, we'll see what kind of power we're getting now. All right, now with it in the snow, we're getting 364 watts of input. That's way more than the 190 that I was just getting previously when they were on the patio facing this way. Now up in the yard facing the sun in the snow. And like I said, it's late in the day. You can see the shadow that's casting on there. The sun is way over there coming down at an angle. So those aren't even actually angled the right way. If it was earlier in the day and the sun was up higher, be getting way more output, probably over 500 watts. But I'm very impressed with these panels so far. Now the solar panel does have MC4 output, and it comes with a 13-foot 12 AUG extension cable, and it comes with an adapter for the end of that cable that has XT60, DC7909, and 8020, and also an Anderson connector, which is all 12 AUG, so really nice, very heavy duty. And it's great to see that they didn't skimp on the wire size for this connector. And it also comes with a bag that you can put the solar panel in for storage, and has a nice pocket on the front to keep all of your cables nice and neat. But watch how quick and easy this thing is to fold up when you're done with it at the end of the day. You just pick it up, fold the stands down, folds up very quick and easily. The easiest of all the portable panels I have. And then you have this right here that clips to keep it shut, and then you unhook your wires and you're good to go. These two handles fold together nicely for carrying it, and then it's just as quick and easy to deploy. You just open it up, pop your stands down, and this is what I love. It's so easy to move. A lot of times when I'm using my other panels, when I lay them flat down here, once the sun gets over my house, a lot of times I have to take them up and set them up in the yard, and it's going to be super easy with this one to be able to do that. You guys can see that was super easy. I just wrapped it all back up and deployed it probably quicker than I could deploy the 600 watt all powers panel. And it is nice that they put one stand on each panel, and you're not going to get any bowing with these aluminum frames, which is very, very nice. The 400 watt all powers panels, I do like them, but A, they're heavy, and B, they do kind of get a little sag in them when they're out in the heat. So that probably loses some efficiency because it's not angled directly towards the sun perfectly. Now, one thing to know though, these are a pretty good angle for both summer and winter. However, the stands are not adjustable. So you can't adjust the angle you're setting them unless you put maybe a 2x4 or something down to set them stands on something to get it up a little higher in the wintertime if you wanted to, or you could fold them in and lay it flat on the ground in the summertime when the sun's directly overhead, but they are not adjustable in degrees like some other panels are. But honestly, I like the way that the stands are part of the panel, fold up nicely, quick and easy to deploy. And being that this is a bifacial panel that produces a very good output, I'm not even worried about them being able to adjust, to be honest. All right, everyone, so it's about 12:30 in the afternoon. Have the panel set up outside here, getting good solar today. A little bit of haze, a little bit of clouds. But we got this going into the Anker Solix F3800 now, seeing right around 500 watts. But at about 10:30 a.m., I had these hooked up to the A-Free, and I was seeing from 550 all the way up to around 580 watts, which was pretty crazy. Really good output from this 480 watt panel here, this bifacial panel. Very, very impressed with the output. So that's gonna be about it for this solar panel, guys. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. Like I said, if you're interested in picking one of these up, I'll put a link down below in the description with a coupon code. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, if you wanna see any other tests with this panel. See you around on the next one.